All right, good morning, everyone. My name is Amy Reardon. We're going to get started with our info series, How to Customize Your Clean Commute. Thank you for joining us today. I'm joined with my teammates, Kathleen Greer and James Williams, and we could go on to the next slide. So before we go into the live walkthrough, I'm just going to give a brief review of Delaware Commute Solutions. If you have any questions as we're going through the info series, please go ahead and put them into the chat box and we'll make sure that we review them when we're done. And also you will have the chance at the end of the info series to unmute yourself and ask questions as well. So Delaware Commute Solutions is a free commuter service program of Dart First State. We work with employers, employees, colleges, higher education institutes, community resources throughout Delaware, and students to improve the air quality and reduce traffic congestion. And we do this by encouraging all modes of clean commuting. And just a reminder, Delaware Commute Solutions is free, and anybody who lives, works, or goes to school in Delaware can register for the program. We are dedicated to reducing the number of single occupancy vehicles on Delaware's highways, and by doing this, we are improving the air quality and we are reducing traffic, but also helping with transportation to get to work and to school. Next slide, please. So I mentioned clean commute modes, and these are all of our solutions. So what we have is we have carpooling. So when you are sharing rides and sharing that cost to get to work or school, biking and walking, transit, which is both the DART buses as well as SEPTA, compressed work week. So that's when you are working a longer day. So not the typical 9 to 5, you're working a longer shift day. You usually have an additional day off during the week that you're not commuting, and also you're not commuting during peak times as well during the days that you do work. Van pooling, we do work with Commute with Enterprise to help establish van pools at specific sites. And teleworking, so many of us are still working from home. If you are working from home, even if it's only a couple days a week, that is considered a clean commute because you're not even getting in a vehicle to go anywhere. So remember that if you're doing any of these, we recommend that you do register for Delaware Commute Solutions so you could utilize the benefits that our program offers, which I will go through. And this is available for anybody who is working full or part-time. Next slide, please. So what does Delaware Commute Solutions offer to you, the commuter? So 3 things are customized commute plans, which we're going to review today, our rewards program where you can record your clean commute, you earn points, and then you could choose from almost 500 rewards that we have, and a guaranteed ride home, which is when you clean commute to work or school, whether it's carpool, transit, van pool, biking, walking, and if for some reason you can't get back that same way, you could call an Uber, Lyft, taxi, whatever your preference is, and we will reimburse you up to 5 times a year for that ride home. So again, we work with you as a commuter, but then we also have benefits for the employers as well, just to be able to pass on those benefits to their employees or their students. Next slide, please. So how do you get started? So you have to be registered to utilize the benefits, and there's 2 ways you can register if you're not registered already. You can go right to our website, delawarecomutesolutions.org, or you could download the DECS app, and you could see a visual of what that app looks like on the bottom of the slide. Once you are either on the website or you download the app, you just need to input your name, your email, and you create a password, and then you're set to go. And what we'll do is we'll go through how to look for a clean commute once you are registered. Next slide, please. So as I mentioned, today we're going to focus on customizing your clean commute. So you do have to be a member. You want to make sure your profile is updated, and then we will map out your route and show you what your clean commute options are. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go to our website. It'll just take a few seconds. And once we are on our website, we are going to use the Delaware Commute Solutions test account. Now, just a reminder as we're doing this, if you are not registered, and let's say you register today, you can go back 30 days after you've updated your profile and you can record your clean commutes to earn those points for rewards. Now, the last info series we did was on how to record your clean commutes, how to update your profile, and how to get your rewards. So I'm not going to go into detail about that, but real quick, before we go into finding rides, if you need to update your profile, it's very simple. You could see on the top, you would just go to account. Once you see the options there, you would go to profile. And once you click on profile, you'd be able to go through and you'd be able to update your information. Just make sure you hit save at the end. Now that you're updated, you can then search for your different clean commute options. So always make sure you hit save, because if you don't, it's not going to save your new information. So now let's go to find rides, and this is how you're going to find your different clean commute modes and be able to map out your route. So before we go into finding our clean commute modes, I just want to show you a couple options here as well. You have the ability to click on park and ride. So for instance, if we click on park and ride, it's going to pop up all the different park and rides in Delaware. And you could also see it does the surrounding areas as well. And the great thing about park and rides is that the majority of park and rides do have buses that service them. And these are great meeting locations for van pools as well, or for your carpool if everybody can come to a park and ride, and then you could go to work or school from there. Now, to give you another example, let's click on EV charging. For those people who have electric vehicles, you could see we even have the information here where you could charge your vehicle. So some great information that you can utilize this program, not just for customizing your clean commute, but you could see some other options for you. And then let's click on bike paths. So it gives you an idea of some bike paths. Now, again, you would want to zoom into your area, but at least it gives you a general idea that if you want to try biking to, whether it's get to school, get to work, you can click on bike paths and it'll show you your different options in the area that you would like to zoom in on. So just remember, we do have some other options that would be useful when you are commuting throughout the state. So now when we go to find rides, you'll see we have a little drop down menu. And what we're going to do today is we're going to select commuting, because with Delaware Commute Solutions, we mainly want to commute to work or to school, but it gives you some other options too. So if we can just click on that just so they could see some of the other options they have. What we have here is it'll show you for single rides, so for like shopping or doctor's appointments. I'm not sure why it's not popping up, but it'll also show you to events or specific locations. So then you could actually look for rides to get to those areas. Yep. And so this is to an event or a destination, so it gives you some pins where you could try to find rides for that too. So now we'll just stick with our commutes. So now that your profile is updated, when we go to find my commute, your home address is already in there, and then your work or school address is in there as well. So A to B. And if you see on the map, it actually shows you your starting location and your ending location. Now here, if I click on, I want to look for carpoolers. It gives you your options. We have 19 carpoolers. There's 0 van pools at this time. There's 4 transit routes, and then bike and walk. So let's look at carpoolers. So if you're interested in starting up or trying to form a carpool, you would click on 19 carpools. As you see, another window opens up. Now, at the top, you see we have checked off drivers and riders. Again, you could be specific. It's all to what your preference is. So, for example, these are our top matches, and as you scroll down, all your matches will be shown, but your top matches are the best ones for your surrounding area. So if we click on the second one, Chanel 89, just to give you an example, it shows you where she is traveling to, and it gives you a rough idea of where she's starting at. So you cannot see where these individuals, their starting location, which is typically always going to be their home location. It's not going to show you their home location. It will show the end location. So Chanel is going to the Christiana Mall. If I click on General, it'll provide me a little bit more information. It shows when she joined, when she was last active, which was in February. And if you go down to organization, again, it'll show you Christiana Ma, when she typically commutes, when she departs and returns. Now, if I would like to reach out to my match, I would click on contact. And then you're going to select your email address. So again, if your profile is up to date, it'll have your current email address in there, and you can put that in for the from section. And then you would put your message in there and hit send. And it does say that this member will ride or drive and has their own vehicle. So in our profile, we do have the option to check if we would be a driver, a rider, if we have a vehicle or don't have a vehicle. So that's why that information shows right there. It's again something that you can check off within your profile for your preferences. So once we send that, it goes to that contact's email, and then it would be up to the potential match and you to customize that carpool. And you could see if, again, we are matching you to potential carpools, we cannot guarantee that a carpool will form from that, but you have all your other options that you could reach out to as well. So that's for the carpool, and you could see it maps out and it gives you an idea, once again, where your match is located, not their home address, but gives you an idea of where and the route they're currently taking to get there. Now, if I'm interested in looking at transit, so we're going to go from carpooling, we're going to click on transit. There are 4 transit routes to get us from home to work. And if you look here, it shows, if the top line shows transit, it shows the routes. And you could also look for buddies too, but we're just going to stick with routes right now. And you can change the time it departs at, the date, and then it shows you the arrival time. So you have the option of altering that to fit your schedule. But if we clicked on the top match, so we'll click on this and it gives you a layout of that bus route to get you there and where you need to go and if there's a transfer. So you could see here, it shows you you're going to take the 5 from Maryland Ave to Christiana Mall, and then you get off at the Christiana Mall, and it gives you an estimate time of arrival and how long that bus route will take to get you where you need to go. Now, if we scroll down, it'll give you your other options as well. For example, if that bus route doesn't work for you. So again, we have a couple other options. So if we clicked on the 33, it shows you it departs at 10:43. And again, you can change your departure times to fit the schedule that you need. So it departs at 10:43. It's about 38 minutes long, and it tells you where you need to walk to from where your home location is and the bus that you need to get to the Christiana Mall in this case. So that's going to give our options for transit routes. Now, just because I want to go over all our options, let's take a look at the bike route. I don't know if you'd be traveling by bike or walking. It's going to be a longer commute, but at least it gives you your options. And again, if your route is closer, walking and biking may be a better option for you. So it does map it out for you. It gives you directions on how to go from your starting location to your ending location. And that is our options here for clean commuting. If there were van pools, it would show you the number of van pools and you would be able to click on that as well. Again, another window would open and you'd be able to contact or provide information to possibly be in that current van pool. So what I'd like to do is we're going to go back to the presentation, but I would like to stop here to see if anybody has any questions on the information we just provided for customizing your commute. So just as a reminder, to be able to utilize this benefit of Delaware Commute Solutions, you do have to be a member. Always update your profile because that will show your current home and work or school address or where you're traveling to. And then you're able to utilize the program to map out your route and to see what your commute options are. Well, if there's no questions, we can move on to the next slide. And I know this was a little shorter, but we wanted to give a breakdown of how to utilize Delaware Commute Solutions and how you can utilize the program to look at your clean commute options. So besides, we have carpooling, transit, biking and walking, as well as van pooling. So if you have a new position or if you're going to a new work location or school location, it's great to utilize the program to see what your options are and to see what would work best for your commute. So I want to say thank you again. Please feel free to connect with us. We do have our next info series, which is March 18th, where we will go over the program benefits for the employers as well as the commuters. With the past 3 info series, we're just going back to basics just to remind people of the benefits of Delaware Commute Solutions and how you can utilize the program to benefit your commute. So if there are no questions, I am going to say thank you and have a wonderful weekend.